Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reviews, and today there are two potential blockbusters I'll be talking about. First up, DreamWorks Animation adapts those famous troll dolls in the musical adventure Trolls. Has the evil mist been banished? Let's take a look.
Will you go to Bergentown with me and save everyone?
What? No.
Branch, you can't say no, they're your friends.
They're your friends.
You just want to hide here forever?
Forever? No.
Oh.
Yeah, I really only have enough supplies down here to last me 10 years, 11, if I'm willing to store and drink my own sweat. Which I am. You all said I was crazy, huh? Well, who's crazy now? Me. Crazy prepared.
When Trolls begins, the first thing that catches the eye is how colorful it is. There's definitely a 1960s influence with the use of colors and the culture of the Trolls. The filmmakers do a pretty decent job of establishing the history of the Trolls and their battle with the evil Bergens trying to eat them. The musical numbers early on have a catchy charm to them, and I like the chemistry between the optimistic Princess Poppy and the more cynical Branch. In a way, they reminded me of Mabel and Dipper Pines. The creatures they encounter on that journey are also creatively designed. That's the first half of this film. Then it reaches a point where the sugar rush started to get to me, and the story takes an odd detour by focusing instead on a Cinderella story involving the Bergen King and his maid. The Trolls are oddly sidelined in their own film, and this subplot really did not do much for me. The main villain, who desperately wants to eat the Trolls, just came across as a low-rent Gargamel to me. The sentimentality also started to become rather forced, and the story goes through some rather predictable beats. Even the songs I was enjoying for the first 40 or so minutes, I started to tire of. And yes, that includes Justin Timberlake's hit single, Can't Stop the Feeling. There are certainly plenty of creative elements to be found in Trolls. I can see the designers and animators were given a lot of free rein to have fun. I certainly appreciate these trolls are not as creepy as the actual toys, but overall, what started strong ended up being a fairly mediocre and forgettable experience. Next up is the latest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as we introduce the magical wizards in Doctor Strange.
I spent my last dollar getting here. On my ticket, and you're talking to me about healing through belief.
You're a man looking at the world through a keyhole, and you spent your whole life trying to widen that keyhole, to see more, to know more, and now, on hearing that it can be widened in ways you can't imagine, you reject the possibility.
No, I reject it because I do not believe in fairy tales about chakras or energy or the power of belief. There is no such thing as spirit. We are made of matter and nothing more.
At this point, the Marvel formula for origin stories is well established, and Doctor Strange continues that tradition. What immediately stands out about Doctor Strange are the visuals, which are quite stunning. Director Scott Derrickson does very well in establishing the worlds and portals these sorcerers jump through, and with it, he crafts a couple of cleverly done action sequences. One in a hospital with Strange jumping back and forth, I especially got a kick out of. The humor also works well in this film, with Strange's relationship with a sentient cape being especially enjoyable. Benedict Cumberbatch does a solid job at playing Stephen Strange, but the way the character is written kept me from truly rooting for him and enjoying his presence. The first act is a bit of a slow sit, primarily because I found Strange to be rather unlikable, and the film did not do a great job of winning me over, even with Cumberbatch in the lead. He's not as roguishly charming as Tony Stark or even Cumberbatch's version of Sherlock Holmes. He's just kind of a jerk. The film also has trouble explaining the magical powers and abilities of the sorcerers, and we frequently get scenes that stop the film dead so characters can spout exposition about how everything works. With how visually impressive Doctor Strange is and how enjoyably trippy certain sequences are, show don't tell would have been the better route to take. And then we have the villain, who is the same old I want to destroy the world kind of evil we keep seeing in superhero films. Aside from Loki and Zemo to an extent, why are the MCU villains so boring with the thinnest of motivations? Are they that dull on the page, or is something getting lost when putting them on the screen? Overall, Doctor Strange is an okay visual escapade, but I think it stands as one of the weaker Marvel Cinematic Universe entries. Thanks for watching this week's reviews, and I'll see you next time.